Good evening from Toronto. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, the Grizzlies have long departed Vancouver. The Raptors are Canada's team. And right now, one of the most consistent in the NBA.
And this team has a whole country behind them, Ed, just not a city. And I'm so sick and tired of fans talking about this team can't make it out of the playoffs. They have the personnel to achieve the ultimate level of success, and that's winning an NBA championship.
No, in hockey terms, he's ready to drop the gloves. We're ready to go in this one in Toronto. The Houston Rockets control the opening tip. Schroeder to Harden. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at three coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
James Harden trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Hart hits the free throw. It's a three-point play. The Rockets extend their lead. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Deep right corner, 4-3. That's rebounded by Toronto. Pascal Siakam, strong finish.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Harden to Schroeder. To Harden. Rebounded by Isaac. Fred VanVleet. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down a point. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Pascal Siakam to VanVleet. Baseline drive. Runner's good there.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Tough looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Fred VanVleet. Five to shoot for Toronto. Wide open look, won't go.
Wait, I'm sorry. You get paid how much money to miss shots like that? That can't happen.
To Harden. Pass to the rim. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass. Jay, that's a strong connection.
And it's always about the play before the play. Look how the eyesight was able to connect between two players. We call that an eyesight contract. Because when you have a contract that's signed, sealed, and then delivered like that, that's how great plays are made.
Here comes the screen. To VanVleet. Trying to cash in. Not that time.
But if great shooters keep getting open looks, it's a matter of time before they start knocking them down. You have to start contesting some shots.
Lays it up and in.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
It's the Raptors with the basketball. Fred VanVleet. Pascal Siakam. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Good look that time, but off the mark. Schroeder with the basketball. Up by 3. Nice pass to set things up.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Substitution being made in this one.
No paper, man. Now what the hell, bro?
From the outside, no good. Nice follow-up on the dunk there. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
Slams it down.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
The assist from number 43, Pascal Siakam.
To Harden. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. To Van Vliet. Jonathan Isaac up against Porter. Slam dunk for Jonathan Isaac.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
That one out of bounds off a rocket. Time for some new personnel into the game. Fred Van Vliet. And counted at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Schroeder. Fires the 3. Dennis Schroeder. Tough make there. Can't fault the defender on that one.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Fred Van Vliet. Foot was on the line. It's a turnover. Isaac to Van Vliet. And throws it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Toronto has the basketball. Fred Van Vliet. Had a chance, but it's no good. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Jared Allen has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 77% at the line. First try, no good. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Here's Schroeder with it. Leads 3. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
And now Houston has the basketball. Schroeder matched up with Pirtle. And look out.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Jonathan Isaac up against Porter. Has a chance. Gets a shot up off the mark.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Off the assist.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Fred VanVleet. Jonathan Isaac. His first effort off the mark. To Schroeder. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Toronto with the basketball. Here comes the screen. Goes reverse to lay it in.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes 2 of us.
And he finishes at the rim.
As a player, there's nothing better than coming out in the first quarter and playing exactly the same way you played the last couple of days of practice. You're moving the ball, you're capitalizing on mistakes, and you really built a nice lead.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Number 40 into the game for number 3.
Fred VanVleet. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. It's an 11-point game. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Oh, emphatic slam. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They look lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Terrific vision. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Screen coming. Fred VanVleet. He's denied.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Schroeder with the basketball. The advantage is 13 points. And count the basket inside.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To VanVleet.
Hey, clear out. I got this.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. from long range.
That's not my fault.
Isaac with the board. Knocked loose. Defense forces the turnover, and it leads to points.
Whew, I don't think anyone saw this one coming, but it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Finally something goes their way. I don't think I need to tell you, but this has been a disaster of a first quarter. They just need somebody to get hot, and then they need to come together as a team and get a few stops.
Lets it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. Cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code. Late heave to beat the buzzer. First quarter's complete. It's been all Rockets. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter.
Everyone gets free visa.
And a throwdown.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
This is from number 12.
To Kevin Herter. Deep two there, won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle and not landing.
Whoa, what a finish.
Okay, I saw a little bit of a handle there, but let's see if that confidence is still there down the stretch.
Oh, yeah, let's go shot from you. Yep.
Over to the right side, to Schroeder. Here's a chance from long range. Not a good shot there as he misses it. It's the Raptors with the basketball. Take stock of the floor. Has a look. Not that time. To Gobert. Rudy Gobert. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
Here's Schroeder with it. The lead is 11. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Won't go down.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Oh, big finish at the rim.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. He'll run the offense. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
find for the basket.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
It's Rockets ball.
Defense, let's go.
Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Now the Raptors going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Pascal Siakam. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Wes Iwundu, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 72%. Can't connect on the first free throw. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Houston with the basketball. Harden to Gobert. Nothing going here on that drive. And draws the contact. So, Rudy Gobert going to the line for 2 shots. Rudy Gobert at the line for 2 shots. Not the best career mark, 62%. First one, count it. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Screen coming. Trying to cash in. Shot won't go. Harden in possession. His guys holding the big lead. To Kevin Huerter. Here comes the screen. And abuses the rim with the slam. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
First free throw is good. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Schroeder with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Oh, Dennis Schroeder. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Toronto has the basketball. That'll get out off the Raptors. Here's Schroeder with it. Looking to make something happen. Going to launch beyond the arc. Trying for a 40-point night, but it's off the mark. Knocked loose. What a save. That's hard work right there. Slam dunk. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a tee.
Nice finish at the rim.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
I got something for him.
Isaac. Pascal Siakam, strong finish.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Cruises inside for 2.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Pascal Siakam, that's going to be out of bounds. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. The jumper's off the mark. Trouble getting the ball across half court. Pascal Siakam. The pass set it all up.
Look, the most efficient offenses are the ones with the highest number of assists. There are only 5 teams in the league that average 25 assists or more.
Harden. Ah, rocking the rim. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Fred VanVleet. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
James Harden, 2 of 4 now. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
To VanVleet. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Iwandu against Harden. Got it.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Fundamental shot right there.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
I got ball. It's all me.
Fred VanVleet. Won't go down. Harden. To Schroeder. The shot, almost. Toronto with the basketball. Fred VanVleet. Another chance. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Beyond the arc for three. Oh, that's how it's done.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Fred VanVleet. Whoa, look what I found.
You know it's a bad block when somebody snatches the ball out of the air. Wow.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw's good. It's a three-point play. This big first half continues.
2 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Fred VanVleet, great feed, sets it up, flushes it home. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
And look out. Big finish at the rim.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Stuffs it down with authority. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to the rim at will, probably because we're watching Matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
Now a drive, but the shot won't fall. Missed a wide open look. Another follow, no good.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chipping.
Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Here comes the screen. Fred VanVleet has a chance. Great hustle. That's what you like to see. Ball's controlled by the Raptors.
That's all you. That's all you.
And the rebound comes down to the Rockets. They'll let one fly from half court. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose and our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The Rockets will start the second half with a decent lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. The Raptors are in need of some changes at the half. They've been scrappy, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Toronto Raptors.
lane drive. Assists.
The Toronto Raptors struggle to play the angles and allow too many passing lanes to exist. However, some credit has to go to their opponents for the way they move the ball. They've been taking advantage of this situation.
Player of the half.
The film speaks for itself. He's definitely the player of the half. Now he just got to give an encore to get his team to win.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
I got him. Here we go.
Fred VanVleet.
Give me stance. He's coming. Give me stance.
Gets to the basket and scores.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Rockets in control of the basketball. For 3. Not that time. He missed it. Fred VanVleet. Screen coming. Pascal Siakam. Add 2 points to the board.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To Harden. Dennis Schroeder. That's not his range. It's no good. Fred VanVleet. Nice pass to set things up. He throws it down. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
And when people talk about vision, people usually talk about the vision to make the pass. But how about seeing the chaos in the traffic before the pass even occurs? That's next level vision. How can I catch people out of position defensively? That's what we saw in that last possession.
Slams it down. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line. Dennis Schroeder is going to get a chance at 3 here for his career 82%. Off the mark on the first free throw. And he hits the second. Can't take advantage. 1 for 3 at the line. Deep left corner. Great look and vision. Big finish at the rim.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
across midcourt, it's Schroeder. His guy's up by 15. That out of his range and no good. It's the Raptors with the basketball. Fred VanVleet. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
Oops, he missed the first one. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. Harden with it up top. They lead it by 14. James Harden. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
From the outside, no good. Fred VanVleet. The monster stuff. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
To Harden. 4-3 with James Harden. Muscle memory. Gets it to go.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Pascal Siakam. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Jared Allen at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. James Harden. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Houston takes over. Schroeder. Wide open look, won't go. Blocked away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Harden into the front court. The lead is 15. Isaac to VanVleet. Short jumper stays out. To Harden. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
James Harden trying to cash in on the 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Harden hits the free throw. It's a 3-point play. The Rockets extend their lead. Fred VanVleet. Oh, emphatic slam.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Harden with the basketball. His guys holding the big lead. Has a look. Knocks it down from mid-range. Toronto has the basketball. Pascal Siakam. Off the assist.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Throws it up. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
But did you see the way he was able to do it, Ed? Did you see him constantly probe the defense by maintaining his dribble? Ultimately, If you keep your eyes on all the other defenders, they will lose track of where the ball is. That's where you slip a quick pass in for an easy dime.
Schroeder with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. It's Harden. Gets it to go. Someone clearly missed their rotation.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
The assist from number 23.
To Schroeder. Tough make through traffic.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
Fred VanVleet, and good work defensively as the pass is taken away.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Number 17, Dennis Schroeder.
Toronto with the basketball. Fred VanVleet. Here comes the screen. Curling inside. Got it. Knocked it away.
Oh, some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir. Changes coming from both sides right now. Second effort. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
These are missed opportunities. When a guy puts his head down, the help defender closest to the ball, you need to get your hand and scrape inside there. If he has his head down, he can't see you coming from the blind side.
Harden to Porter. Able to convert inside.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Fred VanVleet. Here comes the screen. Pascal Siakam to VanVleet. Not that time. Harden to Porter. Missed it. How'd that not go down? Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Fred VanVleet. The Raptors down to 3 on the shot clock. Rudy Gobert with the block. That one out of bounds off a rocket. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. The shot clock expires. Harden to Porter. He gets it.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
It's the Raptors with the basketball. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. That won't go. Rudy Gobert pins it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Harden in possession. He'll run the offense. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
And that's rebounded by Houston. To Kevin Huerter. Harden. Off the mark. No good. Here comes the screen. Off the mark on his free throw. New blood coming in for both sides. To Van Vliet. Pascal Siakam, strong finish.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
The assist from number 23.
With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
I get tired of hearing guys say, I was there, I contested a shot, I pretty much had a hand in his face. Well, no, you have to change up the game. If a guy is right-handed, he is right eye dominant. Get that hand over his right eye, block his vision. That'll enhance his chances of missing the shot.
Perfect feed to set up the basket.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Fred Van Vliet. And finishes strong.
The okey-doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Harden in possession. Looking to make something happen. To Gobert. Swings it. From long range. Not a good shot there as he misses it. Knocked loose. Jared Allen against Harden. Porter. And that one is out. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Toronto has the basketball. Fred Van Vliet. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Lets it fly from long range. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way. The Rockets way out in front. It's the Rockets in control of the basketball as we start the fourth quarter. You figured they certainly had the advantage coming into this one. Jay, that's how it's played out.
On paper, this wasn't set up to be much of a contest. If the crowd could have gotten into it early, maybe. But sometimes a team is so good that you never had a chance to even start.
Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Rockets have the ball. Deep two there. Won't go. To Van Vliet. Jonathan Isaac. Smothering D.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
To Gobert. Schroeder to Harden. Here's a chance from long range. Can't connect. It's no good. Trying to cash in. Working hard on the glass. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
scores. Strong take.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Here comes the screen. Fred VanVleet. Fine to shoot. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch. But great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
To Harden. Can't connect from inside. Toronto with the basketball. Isaac. Here comes the screen. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Schroeder to Harden. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Short jumper misses. To Schroeder. It was right there. To VanVleet. That'll get out off the Raptors. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. And now Houston has the basketball. To Schroeder. Nice pass to get things going.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Won't go. Schroeder. They call a 3-second violation. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Fred VanVleet. Jonathan Isaac. That one off the mark. It's no good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Rudy Gobert. Very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3. Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Rudy Gobert. Tips it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Schroeder. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
To Kevin Huerter. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Free throw's good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. Fred VanVleet. It's Rockets ball. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Fred VanVleet. Screen coming. 5 to shoot for Toronto. Jonathan Isaac, wide open look, won't go. To Gobert, around the perimeter. Fires the three, drills the three.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Fred VanVleet. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
First one goes down. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Harden. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Fred VanVleet. Great pass to set it.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Harden. On the shot clock. Harden. Count the triple.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those three things going, they're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Houston with the basketball. Harden. To Gobert. Has a chance. Rudy Gobert. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Jonathan Isaac against Harden. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
And stuffs it home. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is, though.
Me neither.
All right.
Time to shuffle things up.
Let's cut it.
5 seconds to shoot. Jonathan Isaac not going down here. Stuffs it down with authority.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Fred VanVleet throws it down.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Here's Schroeder with it. His guys holding the big lead. To Harden. Going to launch beyond the arc. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Isaac to VanVleet. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
To Harden. Beyond the arc for three. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. He might not make many friends on the other side with that three.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat him by 50, beat him by 50. If you want to beat him by 100, keep shooting more threes.
Rockets in control of the basketball. And the slam.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Fred VanVleet. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Harden. To Schroeder. For three. That's not his range. It's no good. Footer at the buzzer. Shot at the buzzer does indeed go down, but it only affects the final score. This ball game is over. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets put together a nice win here today. Sometimes a team can hurt itself by being too aggressive on defense. And sometimes a team can guarantee itself a win by using defensive aggression in a focused way, like we saw here today. the Raptors put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Toronto Raptors.
Game track. Defense. Player of the game. Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
These are the upcoming games for the Toronto Raptors. On behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.
Good evening from Toyota Center. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, yes, we are ready for takeoff.
And Ed, the Rockets are flying high. They keep feeding the beard or feeding the streets. Either way, this is a lethal backcourt.
It's been a launching pad for threes and so much more. Let's get ready for the tip. The opening tip won by the Rockets as we're underway in Houston. Schroeder to Harden. With the fadeaway, burns him for the basket. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
And takes it away.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
Stuffs it down with authority.
That probably won't be the last time we see a dunk from him tonight. Maybe sometimes you should send a message. Give him a Hard foul. Don't let it be so easy. Oh, out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him and a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
And count the basket.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs. Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
There's no stopping that. You either got to double or deny him the ball from the jump.
To Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Misfires. It's no good. To Bagley. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
And finishes strong.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
It's Portland ball. To Bagley. Here comes the screen. Marvin Bagley with the slam.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
Fires the three, and it's a Blazer rebound. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at three coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Free throw's good. A three-point play, and with that, they go up by three. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up the three.
Trailblazers take over. To Bagley. Shot from in close, no good. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Goes to the right side. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Offensive board. Slams it home on the putback.
A lot of players lift weights, but who cares if you lift weights if you don't use that huge upper body? Great job using that big frame.
Harden. Off the iron. No good. To Bagley. Not that time. Here's Schroeder with it. All tied up, 13 apiece. My goodness, did you see that, Jay?
That's nasty. Just disrespectful.
Over to the right side. To Bagley. And count the basket inside.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Oh, yeah, it's me and you. Me and you.
4-3. And the rebound comes down to Portland. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
And finishes strong.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Trailblazers with the basketball. To Bagley. Missed the wide open look. Another follow. No good. Here's a chance from long range. Drills the three.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
To Bagley. Nice finish at the rim.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
To Bagley. Nothing going here on that drive.
Houston. For the Portland Trailblazers.
Got it. Time for some new personnel into the game.
Substitutions, Portland.
And throws it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Not a good shot there as he misses it. To Bagley. You've got to get that one to go.
And the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more.
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
The drive right to the basket. From the painted area, won't go down.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Nothing going here on that drive. Harden. Stuffs it down with authority. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
To Bagley. Oh, he got a piece of it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Has a look. And the Rockets clear the board. Houston takes over.
I got ball. Pick up. Match up.
End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Entering the game for Portland, number 34.
Blocked away.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Cruises inside for 2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Short jumper won't fall. Porter. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Free throw try, off the mark. To Bagley. And the rebound comes down to the Rockets. And a throwdown. This is spiraling out of control.
And this is where you feel so bad for that assistant coach that had the defensive scouting report. You know he put in the time and effort to give you all the right tools to win this game. You've been caught out of position each and every time, which is the reason you're down.
Yeah, you don't want to make the boss unhappy. It's good. And one.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Misses that one free throw.
Block up. Here you come.
To Porter. Beyond the arc for 3. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
2 minutes left in the first
To
quarter.
Bagley. Oh, he had it. Porter. And the nice finish at the rim.
I like that aggression early. You never just settle for jumpers. You attack, you attack, you attack. Then when they back off, you'll have room to shoot that, Jay.
That's going to be out of bounds.
Press him D.
Trying to cash in. Not done yet. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Whew, I don't think anyone saw this one coming. But it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
Time to shuffle things up. To Bagley. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
That's the first foul.
Can't connect on the first free throw.
Number 53.
Misses the second as well. Another shot won't go either. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
Screen on your left. Screen on your left.
has a chance. Deep two there. Won't go. To Kevin Huerter.
Rotate.
For three. That's not his range. It's no good. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Screen coming. The Blazers with 4 in the shot clock. Going to launch beyond the arc. That misses with 3 seconds left. So the Rockets with the lead after 1 at Toyota Center. Jay and I back with more after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Portland has the ball. Nothing going here on that drive.
Come on, you're right.
Screen coming. Gets a look. Can't hit. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Here comes the screen. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
When the ball was in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Curling inside. A drive down the lane, but the shot stays out. The follow won't go either.
And this happens all the time in this league. Sometimes offensively, you're tired. It's one of those type of nights. You combine that with the fact that the defense is hungry and active and contesting everything, that's why shots aren't dropping.
James Harden, 3 for 6 now.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Screen coming. Shot clock winding down. Gobert with the rebound. Harden into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. To Gobert. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
Like my old coach used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's way too easy. Just keep attacking. It's easy money.
Portland's got it. Take stock of the floor. Lets it fly from long range. Hits the trifecta.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
Harden in possession. His guys hold a commanding lead. Screen coming. To Harden. And they called the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
James Harden at the line for 2 shots. A career 85% free throw shooter. Oops, he missed the first one. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Shot from the lane won't go. Harden with it up top. He'll run the offense. Oh, not a good pass there. That's a turnover. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Here's Harden with the rock.
Here we go.
James Harden, 4 out of 7.
Bread and butter. And there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Defense. Defense. Let's go. Screen coming your way. Screen coming your way.
Wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Harden with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. And scores. Great body control on the step through.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Hey, lock up, lock up.
Rudy Gobert. Tips it. Fourth this contest.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Nothing going here on that drive. Driving is Harden, but he can't get it to go down. Here comes the screen. Drive here, but the shot stays out. To Porter. Big finish at the rim.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Rises for the slam.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine, and you call it a day.
It's in the hands of Harden. Probing the defense. Nothing going here on that drive. Harden. Has a look. Not that time. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. And that's rebounded by Houston. Harden to Kevin Huerter. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. Down to 5 on the 24. From long range. Tough shot. He hits.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.